Hey guys, welcome back. BDCKR here, and we're back with another multiplayer online team video. And like we mentioned in our most recent Deadshot video, one of the problems we run into when doing multiplayer team videos is the time that it takes to make one. So we're not just talking about the time to film the video and do the commentary, but the time that it takes to play around with a character and get comfortable with it so that we come up with a good team makeup and also good gear loadout for the role that we want them to play. So in this and the last Deadshot video, we're bypassing that and just showing you how we play around with a character to decide how we want them on a team, which fits in nicely with our how to build a multiplayer team series of videos. And I keep on saying we, but technically it's just me as Abbott finishes up with final exams, so good luck, Abbott. So our most recent video was with Arkham Origins Deadshot as a basic damage dealer, and he's really good at that. But the problem is, in the current meta, or just overall strategy, it leans really heavily on special specialists, and it boils down to this: if you're not using a team that has at least Tantu Totem, possibly Master's Death card, then you're working with a serious disadvantage. So even though Arkham Origins Deadshot's pretty good as a basic damage dealer, and he has an important role to play on a good Arkham team, it's probably still worth trying him out in the standard special specialist role. So that's why we've got him here with the usual kind of boring Tantu Totem, Master's Death card, and the Ibis stick. So let's see. He's going to tag in immediately. We'll do his... So his passive is good for either a special specialist or as a basic damage dealer because he does a bunch of splash damage that you're seeing right now with every hit that is... Oh, and that totally whiffs. That's comes from gunshots. So the first two choices are easy. Tantu Totem, Master's Death card, pretty self-explanatory. You get 2 bars of power. The Ibis stick there is there for a couple of reasons. One is to generate enough power for the second bar if you're facing a power dampening team. And 2, you get boosts to both Special 1 and Special 2 if you're not going to rely exclusively on either. I mean, if you're planning on going Special 1 all the way, League of Assassins Knives, great to boost Power Gen and Special 1. If you're going to go strictly Special 2, Heart of Darkness is great. Again, Power Gen and the boost to Special 2. So one of the keys to figuring out how good someone is as your special specialist will depend on the range of the first hit of their Special 2. So some cards need to be close and some don't. If you need to be close, the first hit can sometimes whiff when Master's Death card hits and pushes the opponent further away. And we'll take another look here, but it looks like Arkham Origins Deadshot is fine, and he's even better, like I said, because his passive gives... There we go. So let's see. First one is a kick, which no splash damage, but it's within range. Alright, so that's one of the failures of Deadshot, is that he can't actually, like, a bunch of the damage gets wasted because it's not actually hitting when it's when you finished off the first guy too early. Yeah, there's 3 hits right there, so that's a bit of a waste. Okay, so, and I guess Master's Death card, as we can see here, also gives a bit more splash damage too to somebody who stays on the sidelines for a while. Not bad. Alright, so one of the overlooked elements, and you can see that in the team we've got here, is that when you're deciding on team composition, it's that you have to make an adjustment in the members on your team when the star character's role changes. So the recent Arkham team we had with Deadshot as a basic damage dealer has Catwoman as a special specialist and Arkham Knight Batgirl as support. Arkham Knight Batgirl's still there because in my mind she's the best, the single best Arkham team support card. As mentioned in the last Deadshot video, she makes everyone a little bit tankier by giving her teammates a second life. So for those who don't have her and don't know, her passive saves any Arkham teammate from being knocked out once each fight. And there's a high chance of stunning her opponent when she's tagging in to save her teammate. I mean, the chance that unblockable Special 1 and Special 2 is good, but not nearly as important as this. So let's see, Arkham Knight Batman, he's nothing particularly dangerous there. We're not too worried. He gets 2 bars of power, or he doesn't. It doesn't matter. If he gets 2 bars, hopefully we'll knock him up before he gets to use any of his power. And if he doesn't take his 2 bars and uses a couple wing tech boosts that are a bit more defensive, then even if I don't knock him out, I'm not too worried because he's not doing too much damage. Okay, so getting back to Arkham Knight Batgirl, she tags in to save her teammate, high chance of stun, so Cloak of Destiny is super effective on her. So here's the example. He gets bars, let's hope, yeah, and he's not getting a chance to use them even though he revives. Yeah, it's funny because there's 3 hits. And normally when you've got a character that has multi-hit specials, you might whiff on 1 or 2 of them, but it's unusual for him to whiff on all 3 if somebody else tags in. Okay, so Arkham Knight Batgirl, that's why we've got her on the Cloak of Destiny League of Assassins Knives loadout, because she's super effective, she's got a high chance of stun, and she's got a good chance she's going to get 2 auto stuns right away. And so one thing to keep in mind, it's really important that if you've got her on your team, avoid tagging her in as much as you can, because you don't want her knocked out before she saves everyone at least once. And you're hoping, like we did here, that she'll have at least 1 bar of power by the time she tags in, so she can really take advantage of that gear loadout, do a huge amount of stun damage, and splash it up to whoever else is around. So that's why Arkham Knight Batgirl's still there. But as far as the basic damage dealer now, so Deadshot's our specialist. You can't just repurpose and re-gear Catwoman as a basic damage dealer, because Deadshot is now doing specials. It's a waste of her passive, I think, to not have her bleeding out opponents using specials with her damage over time where it can't rinse off. So instead of Catwoman, we've swapped out and put in Arkham Knight as our basic damage dealer. And he's good for a number of reasons as a basic damage dealer. One is that he's got extra combo ender hits on a tap combo, which makes him really good with the overpowered super, which you saw that we've got on him. His swipe combo does more hits than anyone else. So it also ends up doing more damage than you'd expect from just a straight comparison between damage stats of 2 characters. So even though his health isn't great, he hits way above his weight class if you were just to compare straight damage stats, because of the number of basic damage hits. But really, his specials aren't that great, and if he's going to be anything useful or anything special, he's a basic damage dealer. And his swipe combo is actually pretty brilliant too. Not only is it ranged so that you don't need to be close, you can also keep your opponent at a distance by not completing it. So very much like Reverse Flash, you can do an infinite combo, but the one caveat, the one thing you need to watch out for is that if the opponent's special is ranged, then you're going to still run into trouble because they'll interrupt with a special. But some characters, you know how they don't do a special unless they're close enough? If that's the case, he can just keep on creating more and more distance and then hitting over and over and not get touched at all. So in Arkham Knight's case, you need to swipe twice and you pause so you don't complete the combo. The opponent stays at a distance, and then you can start another swipe combo only using the first 2 hits. And I'm not very good at that, so hopefully maybe we'll find an opportunity where I can just show you just how effective that can be. Alright, so no damage. Not only was there no damage, but it also didn't actually take off Injustice 2 Superman's shield. So I had to do another special for that, but now he's going to be out. I mean, if it hits, it does a huge amount of damage. The real problem is that what you don't want is to finish too early. You lose it on the splash damage. Perfect. Oh, her stun was enough to knock out Reverse Flash just to tag in. So we want to get her out as soon as we can, because we've still got 1 more person to protect. Perfect. Get rid of his shield. And we've got our power back. And we're just going to finish him off. Or maybe not. We'll do it next time. I mean, this is the one sort of exception, because we need to tag somebody else in anyways. We're pretty much done with them. We're not worried at all that we're not going to finish it, so we tagged in Arkham Knight Batgirl. In general, I would advise against this. Okay. So that's it. I mean, this is actually, again, a really effective team. I think this is something that might be worth playing a few more rounds with. So maybe we'll try that out. I mean, this is supposed to be an Arkham Origins Deadshot highlight video, but maybe we will... Alright, so maybe not with this one, because Raven, I'd be afraid of triggering the passive, and if there's anybody who's going to do it, probably it should be Arkham Knight Batgirl, because she's the one that's got the high damage, not so much single hit special one, but mostly single hit. Like all the Batgirls, her special one is back loaded for damage, but the front end has a special 1 stun that doesn't do a lot of damage. So it acts almost like a single hit special one, Oh, right, and the other thing too is we need to generate a little bit more power because of Killer Frost power dampening. Yeah, and this is Deadshot's not a bad way to sort of waste time. And if he's taking a bit of damage, then this might be a good time to actually use a special to get rid of her. But I think this is probably the best, because we're going to knock her out without any kind of negative consequences to us. We just got to back out Arkham Knight back row before she gets knocked out so we don't waste her protection. Ooh, too bad, she blocked. Now the question is whether we can get Deadshot fast enough out. And we did. Alright, perfect. Alright, so even though Deadshot's really got no health, he's still going to be an effective tool for us. And the question now is whether we can keep him from getting knocked out, because she's going to be able to get in, yeah, her special right away. Alright, not so bad. So we've got one last chance, so hopefully next fight we'll just show you how good Arkham Knight is as the basic damage dealer on this team. Yeah, it dragged down a little bit longer. Not a surprise given the power dampening when we're fighting with a team that relies hugely on specials and power gen. And it in theory it shouldn't, but for the mechanic of Master's Death card to give you a bar of power, each one of those hits has to generate power. Okay. So she'll revive once. Not a big deal. So, alright, so since we've got Arkham Knight... Oh, the other thing is Arkham Knight is our basic damage dealer. That's a pretty good position usually to have in your first slot, because if you decide not to tag in your special specialist for whatever reason, whether it's Arkham Knight Harley Quinn or Gaslight Batman, then you're going to want to do something while you're waiting for somebody else to come in, waiting for your chance to tag in. Alright, so that was no good. I finished the combo. Let's try it again. There we go. Right, and she can't actually do anything about it. So that's not bad. The problem there was because she had the revive, his special one didn't actually... His special one won't hit across multiple opponents, but it also won't go across the reviving. And Deadshot himself has a bit of a nice basic damage combo that we talked about last time, where the tap combo can either go infinite or has multiple hits at the end. And there you go. I think that was our ultimate ladder. So there is Arkham Origins Deadshot as our special specialist on an Arkham team. Thank you guys so much for watching. Good luck for everybody having final exams, and we'll see you next time. Komoda.